Copper has more than doubled in price this year thanks to dollar weakness and record first-half imports into China. Now, joining us from Los Angeles, someone you may know well from television and the stage, actor John O'Hurley. He is also a venture capitalist, and he's active in the copper market. John O'Hurley, welcome to the program.
Nice to talk to you. Yes, well, I have to explain that, as an actor, it's show business, and any actor who's not involved in the business end, I think, misses out on half the opportunity. That's why I'm a venture capitalist.
All right. Well, tell us about why are you venturing into the world of copper? What is it about commodities that has attracted you?
I've always been kind of a solution-driven investor. I like great stories. Steve Wynn once told me a great thing, and it's something I've always remembered. He said, every great investment idea, everything in business, has to begin with a good idea. And that way, even if you fail to execute, you're still left with a good idea. And I think copper is a great story right now. I think it's a great story on the global market, and you just put your fingers around the 5 letters, C-H-I-N-A. China has been gobbling up, actually stockpiling what was left of the inventory left over the global recession over the last few months. They went up 168% just in this year alone. That's an enormous bell ringer. You wonder why that's happening. And you look at the same time that they're using their global reserves to buy copper and not to buy U.S. treasuries. And I think it's because, and I think I'm right on this, that they are, and you have to believe this, an infrastructure-driven economy. That's what they're doing. They're going around the world buying up natural resources. Why? Because that's what they're going to be doing. We saw yesterday that their imports are beginning to drop. They are less of a mercantile economy, and they're moving more into a consumer-driven economy as they get wealthier and wealthier. Copper is going to be at the core of that.
Now, John, but John, let me just press in here. I mean, nothing goes up in one direction. I mean, is it possible, though, that they are going to have to digest their copper holdings? They're going to have to use them, and as a result, the price maybe will just stay flat for quite a while? Is there any possibility of that?
I'm not suggesting, and my position to sit in front of you today is not suggesting that we go out there and gamble on the copper markets. I believe in speaking to the common investor, where you can scratch your head and say, how do I partake in this? If you go back to the high price of copper just back 24 months ago, the world supply was only a 7-day supply. They were moving through their inventories very, very quickly. So all this was an enormous glut on the market that the Chinese bought up, because they're thinking 20, 30, 40 years down the road when they probably prefer not to be in U.S. treasuries. Now, that being said, it's not an asset class. It is when you look at base metals, they are meant to be used. It's not a hedge against inflation. It's not a hedge against anything else. They plan on using this. So it's a great play, I believe, at this point, because the Chinese say so, not because I say so.
So I'm assuming because when you talk about base metals, you're not that enthusiastic perhaps about gold, then?
Well, gold I look as a precious metal. Its engineering use is very limited. It's meant to be as it is. Gold is something that is passed on. Gold is the most recyclable engineered metal in the world, so it has a life beyond itself. So it's a whole different play. I look at it's an asset play to play gold. I'm looking really at a manufacturing play when I'm buying into copper.
All right. I want to thank you very much, actor, author, and as venture capitalist, John O'Hurley, giving us his bullish thoughts on the future of copper.